if you have missed out any favorite show of your any favorite RJs. No worry guys, you can go on your YouTube app and search for Radio Udan. Just subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon button for our more latest infotainment videos about the disabled community. Stay tuned and keep listening on Radio Udan, a flight of life. Happy listening!
मेरा टावल कहाँ पर पड़ा हुआ है?
महात्मा गांधी, जिन्हें हम राष्ट्रपिता के नाम से भी जानते हैं,
यार तो 24
भारतीय
घंटे
राजनीतिक
ब्रेल ही पढ़ता रहता है, कभी
चिंतन को-
कंप्यूटर पे भी पढ़ लिया कर, तभी तो तुम लोगों के नंबर नहीं आते।
मैं तो भैया दोनों से पढ़ता हूँ, लेकिन ज्यादा मजा मुझे ब्रेल पढ़ने से ही आता है।
हमको नहीं मजा आता ब्रेल से। यार अभी एग्जाम देने जाना है तो मैं फटाफट से एक बार एक लुक ले लेता हूँ। शिट, ये कंप्यूटर क्यों नहीं चल रहा मेरा? ओ ये कंप्यूटर क्यों नहीं चल रहा?
अबे कंप्यूटर कहाँ से चलेगा, लाइट चली गई है।
उफ, अब मैं कैसे पढ़ूं?
काश आपने समय पर ब्रेल सीख ली होती तो आज इतनी परेशानियों का सामना न करना पड़ता। ब्रेल दृष्टिबाधितों के लिए उतनी ही महत्वपूर्ण और आवश्यक है जितनी कि टेक्नोलॉजी। ब्रेल इज अ की टुवर्ड्स इंडिपेंडेंट लाइफ फॉर द ब्लाइंड।
रेडियो उड़ान द्वारा जनहित में जारी।
We are in an emergency.
मॉर्निंग रश आवर शार्लेट नॉर्थ कैरोलिना। वहां का जो एयरपोर्ट है बहुत बिजी है एंड इट इज रॉक बाय अ एक्सप्लोजन।
The flames were coming over the fence, just total craziness. Everybody was just running for their lives.
Firefighters rush towards the airport's main hangar और उनके सामने होती है एक भीषण आग।
It was quite a while before we realized a plane had hit the hangar.
A packed commuter flight has plunged to the ground just after takeoff. जितने भी लोग सवार थे इस प्लेन में सबकी मौत हो चुकी है।
We kept scratching our head wondering, okay, this airplane flew 9 times previously and we had no problems.
Investigators dig up a string of errors.
Bill, I have an idea.
और ये बात सामने आती है कि passengers in smaller planes have been in danger for years. नमस्कार दोस्तों, मैं हूं आपका दोस्त, आपका होस्ट भामरी, लेकर के आया एक नया एपिसोड आपके फेवरेट शो दुर्घटनाएं डिजास्टर्स का। ये शो जो आप हर हफ्ते सुनते हैं आपके फेवरेट इंटरनेट रेडियो स्टेशन रेडियो उड़ान पे, जो कि है अ फ्लाइट ऑफ लाइफ। हर एक शो में हम चर्चा करते हैं एक नई डिजास्टर की, एक नई दुर्घटना की जो कि घटित हुई थी इस धरती पे। और आज के शो में हम चर्चा करेंगे 8 जनवरी 2003 की एक घटना। इट्स मॉर्निंग टाइम ऑन जनवरी 8, 2003 इन शार्लेट नॉर्थ कैरोलिना। ये शहर है 500,000 लोगों का। एट शार्लेट डगलस इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट, कमर्शियल एयरलाइन पायलट कैप्टन केटी लेस्ली इज एट वर्क अर्ली। उनकी उम्र 25 साल है और वो पिछले 3 सालों से एयर मिडवेस्ट की फ्लाइट्स उड़ा रही हैं और ये टेक्सास के रहने वाले हैं। अपनी एयरलाइन में वो बहुत ही वन ऑफ द यंगेस्ट एयरलाइन पायलट हैं वो, केटी लेस्ली।
Have a great flight.
वो एक बहुत ही टॉप रेटेड पायलट हैं और वो अपना करियर बढ़ा रही है एट वन ऑफ द ग्रोइंग एयरपोर्ट्स एट यूएसए। दिस एयरपोर्ट इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट hubs for US Airways और इस एयरपोर्ट से कितने ही शहरों की फ्लाइट चलती हैं। एयर मिडवेस्ट जो है कम्यूटर सर्विस को चलाती है एज US Airways Express. It operates a fleet of Beechcraft 1900D planes, a 19-passenger short-haul commuter plane and one of the workhorses in the industry. आज जो है लेस्ली जो है she is in command of a 1900D aircraft which is on a half-an-hour commuter service to Greenville Spartanburg Airport in Greer, North Carolina. और उनका को-पायलट है 27 वर्षीय जोनाथन ग्रिब्स।
How'd you sleep last night?
Had a dream I was in Miami.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final boarding call for Air Midwest Flight 5481 to Greenville, Spartanburg. All passengers wishing to board should make their way to gate.
Among the passengers flying to Greer this morning is Cristiano Shepard. Cristiano's parents, Doug and Teresa, are baptized missionaries working in Portuguese.
Cristiano left the 7th of January from the Azores, spent the night in the airport in Boston, and then flew the next morning on the early flight from Boston to Charlotte to Greenville. So she was on her way back to college.
Cristiano was very special, and she was one that would come up and give you a hug and say, you know, she'd come for no reason. She would give you a hug and say, Dad, I love you.
सुबह के 8 बजे Cristiano boards her flight. As part of their standard checklist before takeoff, crew जो है calculate करता है the amount of the weight of the baggages, passengers and the fuel on the plane. And that is to make sure that the plane is not overweight and the weight is spread evenly. और ये एक ऐसी कैलकुलेशन है जो कि हर एक कमर्शियल एयरक्राफ्ट पे की जाती है।
So we got a full house back there?
You can count 19 people in the back. Don't know the bags yet.
Okay.
But baggage handlers raise a concern कि वो जो बैगेज डाल रहे हैं इस प्लेन में वो बहुत ही हैवी होगा।
Captain, how many we gotta take off?
We're figuring it out.
We don't think we're gonna have to take anything off.
Cool. 17,018.
17,120 is our weight, huh?
Yeah, is our max.
So, we're cool.
So, yeah.
Good morning. Welcome aboard US Airways
Express service to Greenville, Spartanburg. It's a very short flight, maybe 30 minutes gate to gate, so sit back, relax, and we'll have you there in a few minutes.
Before takeoff, the crew checks the control panel and the rudder and the elevators, which controls the direction of the plane.
Flight controls, free and correct.
Air Midwest 5481, runway 18 right.
Taxi into position and hold.
Captain Leslie is moments from takeoff. On the runway ahead of them is a Bombardier CRJ ready for takeoff.
That CRJ sure is a good-looking plane, isn't it?
Yeah, wish I was flying it.
With powerful turbulence released from the CRJ, Captain Leslie has to maintain a safe distance from the plane in front of them.
They're gonna blast us with his jet blasts.
Air Midwest 5481, turn right heading 230. Cleared for takeoff.
Set takeoff power, please.
Power is set. 80 knots. Cross-checked.
At 80 knots, pilot checked all the key instruments are working now. Then, with no sign of trouble, Leslie and Gibbs proceed to take off. For flight controllers, the takeoff run of 5481 is normal.
Gear up.
What?
बगैर किसी वार्निंग के जो प्लेन का नोज है, it pitches upwards from a 7 degree to a staggering 54 degrees.
Oh, help me. You got it?
और क्रू स्ट्रगल करता है किसी तरह भी उनका नोज जो है वापस नीचे की तरफ हो सके. विंग्स के ऊपर जो हवा बहती है वो लिफ्ट क्रिएट करती है, बट अगर नोज इसी तरह ऊपर की तरफ होता रहा तो हवा जो है वो स्मूथली नहीं बहेगी विंग्स के ऊपर से. और इसका क्या मतलब होगा? The plane will lose lift, stall and plunge down from the sky.
Push the nose down! Oh my god! We have an emergency on Air Midwest 5481. Alert 3 standby, runway 18.
The controller handling the 5481 flight calls for emergency equipment.
Oh my god.
The plane is now 350 meters above the ground. It stalls, rolls to the left, and it starts falling from the sky to the ground. Captain Leslie जो है pulls on the control column with all her might. और अगर वो किसी तरह हवा में प्लेन को नहीं उड़ा पाती हैं तो she will hit the ground. Air traffic controllers जो है वो देखते रह जाते हैं as a 9-seater commuter plane plunges to the ground. Captain Katie Leslie जो है desperately tries to get her plane back to climb, but it won't respond. Plane जो है head करता है towards a packed US Airways hangar. The flight was packed with 1,000 liters of highly flammable jet fuel just before takeoff. और जो impact हुआ था उससे वो fuel एकदम जल पड़ता है. और जो भीषण आग पनप रही है वो अब हैंगर को भी जलाने को उत्सुक हो रही है. There are several planes and hundreds of people working inside the hangar.
Emergency, engine crash. The plane has crashed. Yes, at the US Air Maintenance Range, running toward the building, there's a fire. Code 10, aircraft crash. The south end of runway 36 left. I repeat, a confirmed aircraft crash on fire.
38 वर्षीय कीथ रॉजर्स जो कि फायर चीफ हैं, वो अपने घर से काम के लिए जा रहे थे जब उन्हें कोड 10 कॉल आता है.
Code 10 means that there's a confirmed plane crash. Usually this type of call is a once in a career type of incident.
Cindy Overcrash is a firefighter with the Charlotte Fire Department.
You couldn't actually see the hangar from here, but you just saw a huge black plume of smoke. And we knew, something really bad is here.
साथ वाली बिल्डिंग में सेल्स डायरेक्टर डेविड इसलो hears the explosion.
Well, I was sitting at my desk and I heard this loud boom, and one of the guys came in from next door and said that he just saw an airplane crash, and so I hopped in my truck and drove down to the site.
60 मीटर दूरी से डेविड इसलो जो है records the opening scene of this tragedy.
There was a lot of smoke, and it was just like hell. It looked just like hell. The flames were coming over the fence, just total craziness. Everybody was just running for their lives.
जब कीथ रॉजर्स इस सीन पे पहुंचते हैं तो उन्हें ऐसा लगता है कि वो अपस्ट्रीम तैर रहे हैं in a mob with panic.
As I got onto the airport property and got onto the tarmac, the people were exiting the hangar. Those people were running out in front of the fire trucks, the fire cars, so we had to drive with caution. They were getting out of the building as fast as they could, because I think they definitely realized that this was not a drill, this was a real emergency.
And we still weren't sure if we had a plane inside the hangar that had caught on fire or if the hangar had caught on fire. It was quite a while before we realized a plane had hit the hangar.
चीफ रॉजर्स जो है पूरी तरह जल्दी से कमांड ले लेते हैं इस सीन का। वो जानते हैं कि इस हैंगर में और भी प्लेन्स खड़े हैं और उनके फ्यूल टैंक्स भी they might explode anytime.
And our concern was, one, about the people that were on board the aircraft, two, for the people that were working in the hangar, and three, we had to worry about the airplanes that were in for repair. Were those aircraft on fire? So we had a lot of major issues to deal with.
Within minutes, the firefighters get this inferno under control. और ये बात भी दिमाग में आती है कि inside this wreck, there might be some survivors who are clinging to life.
The main thing probably was on anybody's mind once we realized what we had was survivors.
Keith Rogers जो है, he directs a line of firefighters under the command of Sidney Overcash to the heart of the inferno. सिडनी ओवरकैश और उनके दो साथी जो हैं इस इन्फर्नो के अंदर घुस जाते हैं, रैकेज के अंदर घुसते हैं, एंड जो स्पॉट फायर जल रही थी उनको वो बुझाते हुए अंदर की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं.
As we walk up on to see the fire and we see what we think are crash test dummies, we thought a plane had blown up inside and blew their training dummies out. And then it dawned on me, that's not a training dummy.
It took them a few minutes to determine exactly what was happening, and once they did that, it was obvious that there were no survivors.
It is a total loss. जो सारे 19 पैसेंजर थे इस प्लेन पे सवार, कैप्टन लेस्ली, First Officer Jonathan Gibbs, they're all dead.
At about 8:53 this morning, we had an aircraft accident. It had 19 passengers and 2 crew. There are no survivors.
And we hope that we never have to respond to a situation with such a large loss of life, but that is our job. This is some of the most difficult duty and tasks that a firefighter will ever do in their career.
For medics and rescue workers, the ordeal is over.
At about 8:53 this morning, we had an aircraft accident. It had 19 passengers and 2 crew. There are no survivors.
And we hope that we never have to respond to a situation with such a large loss of life, but that is our job. This is some of the most difficult duty and tasks that a firefighter will ever do in their career.
लेकिन जो दोस्त और परिवार जन हैं, जिन लोगों की मौत हुई, उनके लिए तो the anguish has just begun.
I was walking through the living room and I stopped and said, my heart's beating right now just the way it was then. Said, has Christiana called yet? She said no. Okay, and I knew then what had happened. I knew. So I went and got the telephone and called the school. He said, yes, Mrs. Shepard, we have some sad news. And he told me that the plane had crashed on takeoff. I asked if there were any survivors. He said no. So then I knew I had to go tell Doug, and he was in the garage.
Yeah, it's something you never forget about. I was changing a fluorescent bulb, and Teresa came to the doorway.
How do you say that? You use words every single day. How can you use words to ruin someone's life. But I told him, I said, Doug, Christiana's plane crashed.
At that moment, my world fell apart.
और अब जितने भी फैमिली मेंबर्स हैं उनके जिनकी लोगों जिसकी इस हादसे में मौत हुई थी, दे वांट टू नो कि किस कारण से ये क्रैश हुआ था। एक फ्लाइट जो है 5481 जब क्रैश हुई थी शार्लट नॉर्थ कैरोलिना में एक हैंगर में, उस घटना को 5 घंटे बीत चुके हैं। अब कोई सर्वाइवर नहीं थे, तो इसलिए कोई भी बॉडी और कोई भी एयरप्लेन का पार्ट अपनी जगह से नहीं हिलाया जाता जब तक कि इन्वेस्टिगेटर्स फ्रॉम द NTSB नेशनल ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सेफ्टी बोर्ड से नहीं आ जाते इन्वेस्टिगेटर्स। एक तरफ तो जो मेडिक्स थे वो रेड में मार्क करते हैं ह्यूमन बॉडी पार्ट्स जिस तरह उन्हें मिले, और दूसरी तरफ NTSB के जो इन्वेस्टिगेटर्स हैं वो येलो से मार्क करते हैं कोई मेटल पीस या कोई प्लेन का टुकड़ा जो मिलता है उन्हें, वो येलो से मार्क करते हैं उसको। एंड द इन्वेस्टिगेटर्स आर लुकिंग फॉर क्लूज जो कि उन्हें बता सकते हैं कि आखिरकार क्या हुआ था इस फ्लाइट 5481 के साथ। अमंग द पर्सन्स हु वर असाइन्ड टू दिस केस वाज चीफ इन्वेस्टिगेटर लोरिंडा वार्ड। ये उनका पहला असाइनमेंट है एज लीड इन्वेस्टिगेटर, but today she is not feeling her best.
That day, I was a little bit under the weather. I was fighting off a cold. You have the adrenaline that shoots through your body at the time, and so that actually makes up for when you're not feeling well. And I knew that the other people on my team were experienced, so I felt comfortable going to Charlotte.
At Charlotte Douglas Airport, Ward जो है पहला कदम लेती हैं वो to solve this case.
I checked in with the fire department to make sure that the fires had been put out, and then called a meeting with all the first responders to see what they had noticed when they came to the crash site.
वार्ड जो है तेजी से काम करती हैं और wreckage के साथ ही बॉडीज भी मिली पड़ी थी, तो इसलिए she declares this site as biohazardous. जो इन्वेस्टिगेटर्स इस केस पे असाइन थे और जो कि रैकेज में छानबीन करने वाले थे, उनको प्रोटेक्टिव सूट्स पहनने थे बिफोर दे कुड इवन टच और कम नियर टू द रैकेज एंड आइडेंटिफाई द विक्टिम्स रिमेन्स।
When we arrived on scene, the accident site did not look like an airplane was there. Due to the fire, the post-crash fire, when you initially walked up to it, it was hard to identify that you had an airplane that could hold 21 people.
जबकि इस क्रैश साइट पे काम चल रहा था,
All right, let's go.
लोरिंडा वार्ड और उनकी टीम जो है दे लुक फॉर क्लूज नियर बाय।
We had the folks go shoulder to shoulder on the runway that the accident crew took off on to pick up anything that they saw on the runway to see if it had any relevance to the accident investigation.
रनवे जो होते हैं एयरपोर्ट में बिल्कुल क्लीन होने चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर छोटा पीस भी जो है ऑन इट हिट्स द प्लेन बिफोर टेकिंग ऑफ, तो वो बहुत ही घातक सिद्ध हो सकता है प्लेन के लिए। 3 साल पहले क्या हुआ था, अ कॉनकॉर्ड जेट on a Paris runway hit a 40 centimeter long scrap metal piece और उसका फ्यूल टैंक पियर्स हो गया था और उसमें आग लग गई थी। प्लेन जो था तकरीबन 200 मीटर हवा में उड़ा था और उसके बाद पास ही के एक होटल में जाके क्रैश हुआ था। 109 लोगों की मौत हुई थी जो कि प्लेन में सवार थे और 4 लोग ऐसे थे जो जमीन पे थे, वो भी मारे गए थे इस इंसिडेंट में। दूसरी तरफ एट शार्लेट डगलस एयरपोर्ट द इन्वेस्टिगेटर्स जो है पूरा एरिया का अच्छी तरह से मुआयना कर रहे हैं।
It could be sucked in and it could damage an engine. The main part would be the damage that it could do to an engine.
और उनको एक फ्यूल कैप मिलता है lying dangerously close to the runway. The discovery makes in an interesting possibility. The fuel cap bounces up from the tarmac, hits the engine's rotor and brought Leslie Lewis' plane crashing to the ground.
This was to be brought back to see if it had any relevance to the accident investigation, whether it came off the airplane itself or if it could have done some type of damage to the airplane.
बारीकी से मुआयना करने के बाद इन्वेस्टिगेटर्स को ऐसे लगता है कि ये फ्यूल कैप जो था इसने कोई भी प्रोपेलर को कोई क्षति नहीं पहुंचाई होगी। इन्वेस्टिगेटर्स को इसके अलावा और कोई भी डेब्री नहीं मिलती है ऑन द रनवे और उसके बाद रूल आउट कर दी जाती है द रनवे डेब्री थ्योरी। और अब NTSB के एयर ट्रैफिक कंट्रोल इन्वेस्टिगेटर बिल इंग्लिश जो है वो एक नई सिनेरियो को प्रोब करते हैं।
When we first heard about the accident, it looked like there might be the possibility that we'd want to look at a wake turbulence encounter.
The wings of a fast-moving jet disturbs the air and create a trail of violently swerving air. नासा ने जो टेस्ट किए थे कई दशक पहले, उससे ये बात सामने आई थी कि जो वेक टर्बुलेंस होता है, it can cause the danger and the power of the wake turbulence. दूसरे जो पीछे उनके जहाज आ रहे हैं उनके लिए।
We had to see, did another airplane depart before it? That's where wake turbulence hazard would come from. And we wanted to look at what kind of airplane departed ahead of it. Larger, heavier airplanes are the more risky wake turbulence creating airplanes.
Bill English जो है radar records को study करते हैं from the time of the crash and he finds और discover करते हैं कि बहुत ही heavier plane Bombardier CRJ जो है इस छोटे से beach plane के आगे उड़ा था वो।
CRJ sure is a good-looking plane, isn't it?
Yeah, wish I was flying it.
The wake turbulence is generated from the wingtips of any airplane. As soon as it starts to lift off the ground, it makes what people sometimes call horizontal tornadoes, vortexes of air that can create hazardous turbulence.
Runway 18 right.
Taxi into position.
Air traffic controllers do have standard procedures for spacing out airplanes so that they have a chance to avoid the wake turbulence or let the wake dissipate.
एक साल पहले न्यूयॉर्क एयरपोर्ट से उड़ते हुए टेक ऑफ करते हुए एक अमेरिकन एयरलाइंस के प्लेन ने वेक टर्बुलेंस को इफेक्ट का सामना किया था और वो उड़ने के बाद पास ही एक रेजिडेंशियल कॉलोनी में जाके टकरा गया था। 260 लोग जो कि उस प्लेन में सवार थे और 5 लोग जो कि जमीन पे थे उनकी मौत हुई थी उस हादसे में।
You're gonna blast us with his jet blast.
Air Midwest 5481.
Cleared for takeoff.
एयर ट्रैफिक कंट्रोलर इन्वेस्टिगेटर बिल इंग्लिश को अब इस बात का पता लगाना है कि बॉम्बार्डियर CRJ से तो कोई वेक टर्बुलेंस नहीं आई थी जिसकी वजह से ये फ्लाइट 5481 क्रैश हुई थी। बिल इंग्लिश जो है कैप्टन लेस्ली के जो प्लेन का फ्लाइट पाथ है वो स्टडी करते हैं and find it to be inconsistent with the wake turbulence.
A pitch up is not unheard of in a wake turbulence encounter where the airplane will suddenly go nose up and the crew has trouble to counter that and get the nose back where it belongs.
इंग्लिश को अब इस बात का भी पता लगाना है कि ये जो फ्लाइट थी 5481 उस बॉम्बार्डियर CRJ प्लेन से कितनी नजदीक तक गई थी वो उनके। Charlotte Tower has a sophisticated computer system which tracks the movement of the planes even when they are on the ground. And the system gave Bill English his answer.
That system had a very rapid update, so we could see exactly where on the runway and at what time the regional jet lifted off compared to when the accident airplane started its roll.
और when Bill English जो है plot करते हैं the positions of the plane on the ground, तभी then he makes a telling discovery. Even though दोनों planes ने एक ही runway use किया था, but their paths never crossed.
The RJ started lifting off much farther down the runway than the accident airplane did, and the climb-out angle of the regional jet and the climb-out angle of the accident airplane never intersected. The angle of the accident airplane was very steep. It really had no possibility of intersecting the wake turbulence from the regional jet. So if our airplane lifted off and climbed above the angle of the previous airplane, we knew then that it couldn't possibly be a factor.
The wake vortex theory is ruled out. और बिल इंग्लिश का काम पूरा हो चुका है. Now it's a turn for Ward and her crew to find out clues from the wreckage. 2 दिन के अंदर ही हर investigation will prove a string of errors and misassumptions which have been happening over the past so many years. इन faulty assumptions से कितने ही हजारों लोगों की जान जो है रिस्क में डाल दी गई है इतने ही सालों में. इस क्रैश के कितने ही घंटों के अंदर ही इन्वेस्टिगेटर्स ब्लैक बॉक्स ढूंढ लेते हैं. द कॉकपिट वॉइस रिकॉर्डर एंड द फ्लाइट डेटा रिकॉर्डर ऑफ दिस एयर मिडवेस्टर्न फ्लाइट 5481. जो ये ब्लैक बॉक्सेस हैं, दे आर डिजाइन्ड टू विथस्टैंड अ टेम्परेचर ऑफ 1100 डिग्री सेल्सियस. और इस क्रैश के अंदर पार्ट्स ऑफ द कॉकपिट वॉइस रिकॉर्डर हैड मेल्टेड. ये जो डिवाइस है इनकी फोटो ली जाती है और उसके बाद इनको एनालिसिस के लिए लैब भेज दिया जाता है. Then among the tons of debris on the ground, the investigators discover the shredded remains of the elevator control cables. Vital to flight controls, the cable controls the pilot's control column to the plane's elevators. An aerodynamic panel that helps the pilot ascend or descend. Turnbuckles keep the cable taut to climb the pilot's pull on the column. The cables pull the elevators up, causing the nose to be in a high position. और descend करने के लिए pilots जो है push करते हैं on the control column. The cables tilt the elevator down and the nose falls. But as investigators जो turnbuckle है और cable का जो है अच्छे से examination करते हैं on this Captain Leslie's plane, उनको जो है कुछ ना कुछ गलत सामने दिखाई दे रहा है.
They looked unusual. They weren't in like the normal position that you would find them. In this case, we had one adjusted all the way out and then one adjusted all the way in. So those were set aside for us to look at later.
जैसे लैब में इन सब का एनालिसिस चल रहा है तो NTSB के इन्वेस्टिगेटर जो है स्टीवन कार्बोन, ही ट्रेवल्स टू हंटिंगटन वर्जीनिया और वो उन मैकेनिक्स का इंटरव्यू लेते हैं जिन्होंने इस प्लेन के ऊपर काम किया था क्रैश होने से 1 दिन पहले.
At the time, we had known that it had just come out of a detail check, which is a routine check. And knowing that, we were looking into the possibility that something had been done during the check that needed to be looked at from an investigation point of view.
The cables needed servicing. My guy wrote up a service order and I put him on it. Don't forget the manual.
Got it.
हर एक 1200 फ्लाइट आवर के बाद एयर मिडवेस्टर्न प्लेन्स जो हैं they went in for a routine inspection. और this includes the adjusting of the cables that connect the elevators.
In the process of doing this check, he found that the mechanic had found that the cables were out of limits. So he had written up that he was going to check the cable tensions and then adjust them as per the manual.
Everything's right.
The mechanics tell Carbone that the work was inspected and completed and stamped also as per the quality assurance.
They believe that the aircraft was properly rigged as per the manual.
At first glance, that belief appears to be right. Inspection के बाद जो था, ये plane तकरीबन 9 बार उड़ा था and it had landed safely without any incident before Captain Leslie जो है took the helms. Investigators जो है फ्लाइट डेटा रिकॉर्डर की तरफ अपना ध्यान केंद्रित करते हैं कि उस प्लेन के साथ क्या हुआ था. फ्लाइट डेटा रिकॉर्डर जो था उसमें कितनी ही फ्लाइट का डाटा स्टोर था बिफोर एंड आफ्टर द इंस्पेक्शन और किसी ने भी उन फ्लाइट्स में ऐसी प्रॉब्लम इनकाउंटर नहीं करी थी विद द प्लेन्स एलिवेटर्स.
So at the time, we didn't know how that affected the airplane because it had flown 9 times successfully before the accident flight.
बोर्ड को इस बात का भी पता लगता है कि the crew had tested and checked the elevators before taking off.
Flight controls, free and correct.
Air Midwest 5481.
Ward and her team dig deeper और ये बात का पता लगा रहे की कोशिश कर रहे थे कि जो अनयूजुअल कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ऑफ एलिवेटर्स है इस फ्लाइट के अंदर, उसने तो कोई पार्ट नहीं प्ले किया था इस प्लेन के क्रैश में। और उन्होंने जो खोजबीन करके निकाला, इट स्ट्राइक्स द वेरी हार्ट ऑफ व्हाट हैड हैपेंड। नॉर्मली जो बोथ द टर्न बकल्स हैं, दे आर ऑलमोस्ट ऑफ द सेम लेंथ, और इस प्लेन में वन टर्न बकल इज नोटिसेबली लॉन्गर देन द अदर। टू एस्टैब्लिश द करेक्ट केबल टेंशन, द टेक्नीशियंस टाइटन द टर्न बकल्स, लेकिन अगर उसको ज्यादा टाइट कर दिया जाता है टर्न बकल्स को, तो इट शॉर्टन्स द केबल एंड कट्स द रेंज ऑफ मोशन in the elevator cables. The elevator should be able to turn to nose down position of 14 degrees, लेकिन एक्चुअली में वो सिर्फ 7 डिग्रीज ही टर्न कर पाते हैं, और इसका परिणाम बहुत ही घातक होता है। As the flight got underway, the nose pitched up as per the normal sequence.
What?
Push the nose down! Oh my god!
But the reduced range in the elevators made it impossible for the pilots to bring the nose down again.
Due to the adjustment that had been done in the maintenance a few nights earlier, there was nothing that the crew could have done at that time.
Unable to bring the nose down, the pitch of the wings became more pronounced. Wings के ऊपर अब हवा नहीं बह रही थी इस सिचुएशन में, जिसकी वजह से प्लेन जो था स्टॉल होके अपने आप ही आसमान से नीचे गिरने लगा। The struggle with the elevators ये बताती है कि क्यों वो प्लेन उस दिन क्रैश हुआ था। इसी तरह जो एलिवेटर केबल्स थी, दे हैड बीन इम्प्रॉपरली एडजस्टेड, और पायलट्स अपने एयरप्लेन की पिच को कंट्रोल ही नहीं कर पा रहे। स्टीवन कार्बोन वांट्स टू नो हाउ द मैकेनिक कुड हैव डन दिस ड्रास्टिक मिस्टेक।
I see that here.
He goes back to the hangar to question the mechanic on duty that last night, और वो कार्बन को एक अलग ही कहानी सुनाते हैं।
Most of the guys were just learning the ropes.
The mechanics working on the airline were subcontractors to the contract company. And the mechanics working on the aircraft that night had limited experience on the Beech 1900D. And the person performing the rig was receiving training that night on that specific task.
Once you have the rig pin set, adjust the turnbuckle barrels for more tension in the cable.
Yeah, I see that here.
Adjusting the elevator cables जो है एक आसान काम नहीं है, बहुत ही टाइम कंज्यूमिंग प्रोसीजर है, जिसमें कि 25 अलग-अलग स्टेप होते हैं।
Got it. What about the other steps?
Yeah, don't worry about those. Just check the cable tension when you're done, and we're good. That's it.
The quality assurance inspector and the mechanic took it upon themselves to decide which steps to perform, because they felt that the steps they were performing were the only ones necessary to get the task done.
और उस रात मैकेनिक ने जो है 9 स्टेप्स मिस आउट करे थे 25 में से, और उनमें से एक स्टेप था मैनिपुलेटिंग द एलिवेटर थ्रू इट्स कंप्लीट सेट ऑफ मोशन। अगर उन्होंने ये स्टेप किया होता उस रात, तो उन्हें पता लग जाता कि द मोशन is restricted in the elevators due to the improper rigging, cable rigging.
If they had followed the steps as described in the manual, they would have found the problems that had come up.
लेकिन वहाँ पे एक इंस्पेक्टर था जो कि काम को सुपरवाइज कर रहा था। कार्बन ये पता लगाते हैं कि जो इंस्पेक्टर था वही इंसान एक्चुअली में मैकेनिक को बता रहा था कि क्या करना चाहिए और क्या नहीं करना चाहिए।
The problem was that the quality assurance inspector was actually acting as an instructor. So he was taking the mechanic through the process of the job task and teaching him how to do the rig. Well, when you put yourself in that position, you're actually doing the task, because even as a teacher, you're performing the task. And then he came in behind himself and then signed off as an inspector what he had done.
When I found out that this mechanic had skipped procedures, I was upset. The procedures that affected our lives, that affected the lives of 21 people, 21 families were destroyed. Because you never get over something like this.
The Shepherds sued the company. Shepherds यानी कि क्रिस्टियानो के माता पिता जो थे उन्होंने इस कंपनी को सू किया और एक और चीज मांगी जो कि कभी यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स में सुनी नहीं गई थी, वो थी अपॉलॉजी.
They wanted more than just to achieve a just settlement in monetary terms. They had a need to press the issues that humanize and put a face on the people who are the victims of these tragedies.
और उन्हें ऐसा लगा सबसे बढ़िया तरीका अपॉलजी पाने का वो ये है to put a face to Cristiano's name.
So we decided to take this picture and to send it to those people that were involved in the accident, in the investigation, so that Cristiano would not be just a number or a seat number or a ticket number or a settlement amount, so that they could actually see that she was a person.
The legal journey began when we determined that we wanted the apology, that we wanted someone to say, we really blew this. We assumed the airline would apologize. We had no idea that airlines don't apologize. They did something wrong, obviously you should stand up and say, we are so sorry that we messed up in this and we're fixing this.
In this case, the mechanics thought they were doing something that was perfectly reasonable. They thought this was, another day at the job. And then to come to find out that now 21 people have been, killed due to their inadvertent act.
और वार्ड और उनकी इन्वेस्टिगेटर टीम को ऐसा लग रहा था कि शायद उन्होंने अब प्रॉब्लम का सलूशन निकाल दिया है, लेकिन फिर भी समथिंग डिड नॉट एड अप. और वो ये थी कि क्यों ये वाली प्रॉब्लम जो इम्प्रॉपर रिगिंग की थी केबल्स की, ये पहले 9 फ्लाइट में नहीं आई, इस फ्लाइट से पहले जो 9 फ्लाइट हुई थी मेंटेनेंस के बाद.
We kept scratching our head wondering, okay, this airplane flew 9 times previously and we had no problems. So we're trying to decide, well, what was unusual about this flight?
Ward now had to figure out what had happened hours and minutes before this crash.
And did you notice anything unusual before takeoff?
Well, it was sitting low when it taxied out. It looked heavy.
We had a couple of witnesses that were implying that we had a very heavily loaded airplane. The baggage people said that it was hard to shut the door because they thought bags were going to come out.
हर एक प्लेन के पास एक मैक्सिमम लिमिट होती है बैगेज की, जिससे कि उतना ही वो कैरी कर सकता है, नहीं तो वो इंजन जो है उसको जमीन से उठने नहीं देंगे प्लेन को अगर ज्यादा बैगेज हुआ तो. और बिफोर टेक ऑफ इट इज ए पायलट्स रोल टू कैलकुलेट द वेट, हाउ मच इट इज कैरिंग.
We got a full house back there?
How many we gotta take off? We're figuring it out.
5481 के क्रू ने वो कैलकुलेशन करी थी.
Cool. 17018.
We hear them on the CVR going through the numbers to make sure that they'd have their center of gravity within the range for them to take off.
17120 is our weight, huh?
Yeah, as our max.
जितने भी प्लेन होते हैं चाहे छोटे या बड़े, उसमें जो बैगेज का वेट होता है, it has to be spread evenly. The balancing point of an aircraft is called the center of gravity. For a plane to fly normally, it should not have been too forward or too back or too aft.
So, we're cool.
So, yeah.
We don't think we're gonna have to take anything off.
एयर मिडवेस्ट के पायलट को ये हिदायत दी जाती है कि कैसे वो कैलकुलेशन करे रिगार्डिंग द वेट एंड द सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी CG. और वो एवरेज वेट्स यूज करते हैं टू मेक द कैलकुलेशन. 175 pounds per passenger or 20 pounds per bag.
They knew that they had a very FCG, but due to using the average weights and average calculations, the paperwork showed them being within the range that they needed to take off.
लेकिन वार्ड ये जानना चाहती है कि वो क्या वाकई में ही प्लेन में पूरी तरह लिमिट में था बैगेज और उसका सीजी.
What we did is we looked at the weights of the actual baggage itself that was on board and then the weight of the passengers and the crew.
टेक्नीशियंस जो हैं जो बैगेज बच गए थे फ्रॉम द क्रैश साइट, उनका वजन लेते हैं.
Doctor, yes, could you tell me please what the last recorded weight of your patient is?
And obtain the real weight of the passengers that day.
212. Thank you.
और जब सबका वेट आ जाता है उनके पास, तो वार्ड ये पता लगा पाती है कि टोटल वेट उस प्लेन में था 17,700 पाउंड, और ये जो था 580 पाउंड ज्यादा था उसकी मैक्सिमम लिमिट जो थी प्लेन की एट द टाइम ऑफ टेक ऑफ.
They would not have been able to take off if they had used actual weights. They would have had to pull either passengers or bags off.
Because of the higher amount of weight of the persons and baggage in the plane, and पीछे की साइड जो था काफी बैगेज रखे गए थे. The plane was tail heavy that day, और उसकी सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी सेंटर में ना होके पीछे की साइड थी. अभी तक उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी जब तक कि लैंडिंग गियर को रेज नहीं किया गया था.
Gear up.
जब लैंडिंग गियर को अप पोजीशन में किया गया था तो उसका भी वेट ऐड होके जो था पिछले भाग की तरफ ज्यादा वजन चला गया था, बल्कि नोज की तरफ से झटके. और जो पायलट के एफर्ट को कर रहे थे टू रिगेन कंट्रोल ऑफ द एयरक्राफ्ट वाज फ्यूटाइल एंड क्रिपल्ड बाय द प्लेन्स डिफेक्टिव एलिवेटर कंट्रोल्स.
When the nose gear moved aft, they lost the ability to control the aircraft because all the weight went back and they had no elevator movement enough to bring the nose back down. And at the height that they were at, they had no recovery.
The pilot and the passengers on flight 5481 were doomed the moment it left the ground. उनको इस बात का बिल्कुल भी ज्ञात नहीं था कि दो अनरिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम्स would combine together और वो उनके प्लेन को क्रैश कर देंगी.
This was just a normal routine flight for them, and they did all the pre-flight checks, they did their weight and balance, they did the correct calls, they're on the right runway. It was just another day at the job, and they didn't know that they had these two hidden latent failures that were waiting for them.
But faulty maintenance and improper weight ratio were not the only problems which Lorinda Ward and her team uncovered.
Hey, you got a sec? I have an idea.
लोरिंडा वार्ड जो है वो इनका मानना है ऐसे कि ये जो प्रॉब्लम थी वो सिर्फ इसी एक फ्लाइट के लिए नहीं थी, वो जितने भी कम्यूटर प्लेन्स हवा में उड़ रहे थे सबको इफेक्ट करती थी ये प्रॉब्लम. NTSB का ऐसा मानना है कि every plane crash makes the flying safer, और फ्लाइट 5481 was no exception. इस क्रैश के 14 महीने के बाद लोरिंडा वार्ड और उनकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन टीम फाइल अ कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव रिपोर्ट जिससे कि जो प्रॉब्लम इस फ्लाइट में हुई थी वो दोबारा किसी और फ्लाइट के साथ ना हो. और उनमें से एक सजेशन ये थी कि FAA रिव्यूज इट्स एवरेज पर्सन एंड बैगेज वेट. An average weight has not been revised since 1936. और चूंकि स्टडी ने ये भी बताया कि अमेरिकन और दूसरे एडल्ट जो हैं वजन गेन करते जा रहे हैं ईयर बाय ईयर, the averages were off.
We made a recommendation to the FAA to have the operators go out and survey their operations both summer and winter time to see how accurate these average weights reflected the actual flying public that was getting onto their airplanes.
FAA जो है शॉकिंग कंक्लूजन पे आता है जब वो इस बात का सर्वे करते हैं वेट्स, एवरेज वेट्स का. तो the average weight of an American adult was found to be 195 pounds and not 175 pounds as were in the regulations. और जो बैगेज का वेट था, एवरेज वेट, वो भी 5 पाउंड हर एक बैगेज के हिसाब से कम रखा गया था उनके रेगुलेशंस में.
We had a average weight that were being used that needed to be updated.
और अगर ये एवरेजेस जो वेट सर्वे करने के बाद आया एवरेज वेट वही रखा गया होता तो उस दिन जो 5481 का जो फ्लाइट थी would have been not legally permitted to fly in the air.
48107. Cool. 17018.
Captain Leslie would have to remove bags and passengers. Air Midwest flight के जो पायलट हैं अब they use an average person weight to be 200 pounds और इसका ये मतलब होता है कि उनके बीच क्राफ्ट एयरक्राफ्ट में सिर्फ 17 लोग ही चल सकते हैं 19 की जगह. वार्ड का ऐसा भी मानना है still there are some errors in spite of the above average weights which they have been considering lately. उनका ऐसा मानना है कि जो छोटे प्लेन होते हैं they will become more safer if the actual person's weight is measured and not average weights are used for calculating the weight. अब नई टेक्नोलॉजी आ रही है जिसका ये होगा कि रियल टाइम में वेट ऐड किया जा सके as the plane is being loaded. Knowing the actual weight of passenger and baggage is vital. More and more people are now flying on small commuter jets. As the price of the jet fuel soars, the smaller aircrafts are more favorable for the airliner. In the United States alone, around 10 million people board the planes which have got less than 30 seats.
Smaller aircraft are more sensitive to the weight and balance issue than, say, a larger airplane.
In spite of Ward's recommendation and the technology which is available, तकरीबन 70% प्लेन जो चलते हैं रूट्स पे, छोटे रूट्स पे, they use average weights instead of the actual weight. For the shepherds, there is another danger which is there to strike again.
If the FAA took a very active role in their regulation, then subcontracting could actually be a plus. The way it's handled today, the mistakes will just continue.
What about the other steps?
Yeah, don't worry about those. Just check the cable tension when you're done, and we're good.
अपनी रिपोर्ट में वार्ड ये भी बताती हैं कि all airliners should have direct oversight so that the subcontracted work is also done in time and in the proper way.
This investigation was unique to me personally because it was my first launch as an investigator in charge. This was, in my mind, a significant investigation in the fact that we had the 22 safety recommendations that came out from a small accident investigation.
For the shepherds, the recommendation by the NTSB जो है काफी देर से आई है. बहुत ही लंबी कानूनी लड़ाई के बाद Air Midwest Airlines जो है, it comes out with an official apology कि किस कारण से 18 वर्षीय क्रिस्टियानो शेफर्ड की मौत हुई थी उनकी गलती से.
My name is Ron Goldman, and my role here today is I will be introducing the public apology, and then I'll have a few words. The public apology is, in aviation cases, unprecedented.
We are here today to remember the victims of Flight 5481 and to offer our apologies, our condolences, and sincere sympathy to the surviving family members of the passengers and crew who perished in the January 8th, 2003 crash of Air Midwest flight number 5481.
The acceptance of accountability suggests that the recommendations made by the safety investigators are not to be taken as a book to throw in a drawer and forget about, but are to be taken seriously, because if you don't take them seriously, there's going to be public accountability as well as private accountability.
What people should never forget is that as we're going about and doing our job day to day, we need to remember the importance of doing our job. Doesn't matter where we're at on the ladder or the corporate ladder, whether we're at the bottom rung or the top rung, we have responsibilities.
It took a complicated series of errors and miscalculations to bring the flight 5481 down. और सबका ऐसा मानना है कि एक इंसान जो था उसने उस दिन बहुत ही एडमिरेटली काम किया था और वो थी कैप्टन केटी लेस्ली. With unbalanced flight and faulty controls, Captain Leslie should not have been able to save the flight, but she did save some lives that day.
You know, she's an unsung hero to me because I don't think many people know about what she did and how she was fighting it and trying to pull the plane away from the hangar. And she actually did. She kept it from really more of a head-on hit into the hangar, which probably saved countless other people from perishing that day.
It was firefighter Cindy Overcash who found the body of Captain Leslie in the wreckage. और आज भी Overcash को ऐसा लगता है कि उनका कुछ तक special connection है with the pilot.
I don't know. I just felt a kinship. I don't know why. I don't know. You know, it could be as simple as I found her, and I was there when she left this world. I don't know, but I thought about her a lot.
लोरिंडा वार्ड की इन्वेस्टिगेशन तो तभी खत्म हो गई थी जब उन्होंने ये बात का पता लगाया था कि किस कारण से ये क्रैश हुआ था 5481 का. लेकिन उन्होंने जो और इन्वेस्टिगेशन करी उसकी वजह से मिलियंस ऑफ लोग जो हैं जो उड़ते हैं आसमान में वो सेफ हो गए थे, उनकी जर्नी सेफ हो गई थी. तो दोस्तों इसी के साथ खत्म होता है हमारा आज का एपिसोड आपके फेवरेट शो दुर्घटनाएं डिजास्टर्स का. ये शो जो आप सुन रहे थे और हर हफ्ते सुनते हैं आपके फेवरेट इंटरनेट रेडियो स्टेशन रेडियो उड़ान पे, जो कि है अ फ्लाइट ऑफ लाइफ. और आज के शो में हमने चर्चा करी थी जनवरी 8, 2003 की एक दुर्घटना. अगर आप मेरे शो के रिगार्ड्स कोई फीडबैक देना चाहते हैं तो आप रेडियो उड़ान की वेबसाइट जो कि www.radioudan.com है उस पे जाके फीडबैक फॉर्म भर सकते हैं या आप मुझे मेल सेंड कर सकते हैं. मेरी मेल आईडी है bhamri.r@gmail.com यानी कि bhambri.r@gmail.com. तो दीजिए इजाजत मुझे यानी कि आपके दोस्त आपके होस्ट भामरी को समेटने की. आज का शो मिलूंगा मैं आपसे अगले हफ्ते ठीक इसी दिन ठीक इसी समय और ठीक इसी इंटरनेट रेडियो स्टेशन रेडियो उड़ान पे. और करेंगे हम चर्चा उस आने वाले शो में एक और नई दुर्घटना की, एक और नई डिजास्टर्स की. तो नमस्कार, शुभ रात्रि, शबा खैर, गुड नाइट, गॉड ब्लेस.
When one is blind, cuts and bruises appear out of nowhere. Just like this ad. I know, because I am blind too. Hi, I am Ekinath, and I am here to tell you that Savlon Antiseptic now comes in a Braille bottle. Now let's get back to the music.
अब विंडोज पर भी पुस्तकें पढ़ना हुआ आसान, क्योंकि सक्षम ने लॉन्च किया है डॉल्फिन इजी रीडर फॉर विंडोज, a fully accessible reading app for people with dyslexia, low vision और blindness. ये ऐप sectec.in पर अवेलेबल है. इस ऐप का लाइसेंस पाने के लिए आज ही लॉगिन करें www.sectec.in और 2 दिन के अंदर पाएं इस ऐप का लाइसेंस. ज्यादा जानकारी के लिए कॉल करें 9266626368. हैप्पी रीडिंग.